I stood in front of the mirror, adjusting the delicate lace veil that cascaded down my back. The golden morning light filtered through the window, casting a soft glow around the room. My heart fluttered with excitement and nerves. Today was the day. My wedding day. I had dreamed of this moment since I was a little girl, and now it was real. The dress, the flowers, the love of my life waiting for me at the end of the aisle. Liam, my sweet, kind-hearted Liam. He was the man who had always put me first, who made me laugh even on my worst days, who held me close when the world felt too much. The chapel was breathtaking. White roses lined the pews, fairy lights twinkled like stars overhead. As I walked down the aisle, my heart swelled. The way Liam looked at me, like I was his entire world, made me feel like the luckiest woman alive. Our vows were filled with love, whispered promises of forever. After the ceremony, we moved to the reception, held in a garden filled with roses and jasmine. Laughter and music filled the air, blending with the scent of flowers. It was everything I had ever wanted, until it wasn't, because soon my perfect day would become a nightmare. Among the guests, there was one person I couldn't shake an uneasy feeling about. Liam's older brother, Ben. He had always been a difficult person to be around, always needing attention, always pushing boundaries. I had learned to tolerate him for Liam's sake, but deep down, I never trusted him. A month before the wedding, we had dinner with Liam's family. It was supposed to be a happy occasion, but then Ben, with his usual grin, dropped a bombshell. "I've been thinking about proposing to Melody," he announced. Liam's mom clapped her hands together. "Oh, that's wonderful. When are you planning to do it?" Ben turned to Liam, his eyes glinting. "At the reception." I laughed, assuming it was a joke. "You do that, and my brothers will throw you out." But Ben didn't laugh. He was serious. Before I could say anything, Liam, who always wanted to keep the peace, smiled. "Of course you can, Ben. Melody will love it." My stomach twisted. I reached for Liam's arm, my voice calm but firm. "We'll talk about this later." After dinner, I pulled him aside. "Liam, no. Our wedding day is supposed to be about us. It's not fair to have someone else's proposal overshadow our moment." Liam's face fell. "I didn't think of it that way. I just wanted to make Ben happy." "I know," I said gently. "But this is our day. Let's help Ben plan something special just for him and Melody instead." Liam smiled, relieved. "That's a great idea. I'll talk to him." And just like that, I thought the problem was solved. But I had underestimated Ben and the grip his family had on Liam. The morning of the wedding was a blur of excitement and love. I was too happy to notice the nervous glances Liam kept throwing at Ben. Everything was perfect, until the reception. Ben stood to give his best man speech, cracking awkward jokes. That made the guests chuckle politely. Then he moved through the tables, engaging with guests. I should have known something was off. Then it happened. Ben stopped in front of Melody, reached into his pocket, and dropped to one knee. "Melody," he said, holding up a ring, "will you marry me?" Silence. Every head turned toward them. Every eye was on them, not us. The laughter, the music, the joy, it all evaporated in an instant. My wedding wasn't about me and Liam anymore. It was about Ben and Melody. I couldn't breathe. Without a word, I turned and walked out of my own reception, my vision blurred with tears. Liam ran after me. "I'm so sorry," he pleaded. "They told me it'd be fine, I shook my head. "I told you, Liam. I told you this would happen." "I didn't want to upset anyone," he admitted. "Well, congratulations," I choked out. "Because now I'm the one who's upset." I got into the car with my mother. As we drove away, I told Liam one last thing. "Don't call me. I'll call you." Days passed, and my emotions shifted from sadness to fury. Liam's family wasn't just indifferent to my feelings. They were celebrating Ben and Melody's engagement all over social media, as if my wedding had been a mere backdrop for their moment. I felt erased. Liam's texts were filled with apologies, but every conversation made me feel more distant from him. His family saw me as the problem. They called me selfish, unreasonable. I started to wonder, is this the life I want? Then an email from Liam arrived. He poured his heart out, admitting that Ben and his parents had pressured him relentlessly until he finally caved. "You were so stressed," he wrote, "and I didn't want to add to it, but I should have protected you. I should have stood up for you. Please, give me another chance." I knew Liam wasn't lying. He was weak when it came to his family, but could I ever trust him again? I agreed to meet Ben in person. I needed to hear his excuse. Sitting across from him in a cafe, I spoke first. "You promised me, Ben." He sighed. "I know, and I'm sorry." "Sorry?" I laughed bitterly. "Do you even understand what you did?" "I just thought it was the perfect moment." I shook my head. "A wedding day is about the couple getting married, Ben. Not you, not Melody, and you turned it into your moment." He swallowed hard, guilt flickering across his face. "I didn't think it would hurt you this much." "Of course you didn't, because you never think about anyone but yourself." He finally looked at me, regret in his eyes. "I get it now. I was selfish. I screwed up." I stood up. "Ben, if you really want to fix this, start thinking about others before yourself." That was the last thing I ever said to him. Then came the real decision. What about Liam? I loved him. That hadn't changed. But love wasn't enough. I needed respect. I needed trust. I met with him one final time. "I love you, Liam," I said, voice steady. "But I can't be in a marriage where I have to fight for basic respect." His face crumbled. "I'll do anything to make this right." I took a deep breath. "Then prove it. Set boundaries with your family. Show me that you choose us, not them. If you can do that, maybe we'll have a future." And with that, I walked away, leaving him with the choice that would determine everything. Some choices define our future. Liam had to decide. Would he keep being the man who bowed to his family's every whim? Or would he fight for the marriage he promised me? One thing was certain. I would never again accept anything less than the love, respect, and loyalty I deserved. Thank you for watching.